Hello YouTubers. In this video we're going to be replacing the rear sway bar bushings for my 2009 Saab 9.3 cross-wheel drive. This job shouldn't be very hard. There's just a couple of bolts and a couple of per bracket and a couple of bushings. And let's just jump into the video with the parts. So YouTubers, here are the tools that we needed. It was an E10 and I used a ratchet to help get off the E10 bolts, and then I used a screwdriver, 2 screwdrivers, because the current sway bar bushing and bracket are really tight inside of one another. It's as though the bracket is cupped around the sway bar bushing and it just won't slide out like you would expect it to. So a couple of screwdrivers and some cussing, and eventually got the sway bar bushing out so that I could remove it from the sway bar. The hammer I used to help guide the new bracket onto the new bushing. So that's what the hammer was used for, just kind of help. I didn't have to hammer it hit it with my hand. I just used the hammer to tap it down and it all went in just fine. So before we jump into the parts piece, what I'm doing here is I'm replacing the rear sway bar bushings with aftermarket sway bar bushings. That's because I can't find the original sway bar bushings. So this kit that you see here is not really a kit, it's something I assembled, but I bought aftermarket sway bar bushings for the 21 millimeter sway bar. And then I bought 2 brackets that fit the car from Saab and the new bushing. It's not the same size and circumference. It is a completely different bushing and a completely different shape. So the 2 brackets were necessary to complete the job correctly. Now, I didn't have to buy the bolts that I'm going to mention, but why not? They were cheap enough. For the job, I ordered these PFF 80-1203-21 black, whatever. Somebody did a video on it and they look like they did pretty well, so we're gonna give them a shot. Then I have new sway bar brackets and bolts for each side. We're going to now replace the sway bar bushings and bracket and bolts. I believe that takes an E10, so let's grab that. The next thing I'm doing is just walking this off until the bracket comes off the bushing. Whoops, until the bracket comes off the bushing. Let me get that out. Okay, I know the difference. This particular sway bar bushing bracket is different in circumference than this one. So what I'm recommending is this bar with this bushing, and it will go in there, pop in at the same spot on both sides, just like this one did. There and there for this smaller bracket. And we should be able to bolt right up. Yeah. Okay, so this is the kit for this. Let's get this old part out of the way. Get this on the new, let's get this on the sway bar and then the bracket over top. Okay, bushing and bracket are on. After lowering the car back down, is put the sway bar back in position. Just got to button it up. So when putting the sway bar bushings back in, make sure you line up your sway bar with where it was in space before. Not too far this way, not too far that way. Needs to be right on the money before you cinch these things down. So let's tighten these down. Okay, YouTubers, sway bar bushings are in on both sides. We'll say you don't have to jack up the car to do this job. Probably it's a little awkward, but it's actually better that it not be jacked up because the sway bar will be in position to line up everything. If you jack it up, it's going to be too low on either side. So, YouTubers, if you like the video, like the video.